Deep Dive with David Stendhal, where we trade without ego, no emotion, no greed, and no opinion. Before we begin tonight's video blog, please read over our trading disclaimer and remember to trade smart and accept the reality that trading futures is risky. This presentation does not provide buy-sell recommendations, and our information is strictly provided for educational purposes only. As always, trade at your own risk and analysis. Hey, it's David Stendhal with tonight's Deep Dive. It is March 1st, 2018, and the market I thought I'd look at tonight is natural gas, the ETF being UNG. The reason for tonight's Deep Dive is really just the fact that we're in a trading range with a very low volatility range, and that's typically a precursor to market having some form of an explosive move. So you can see here from the short, intermediate, and long term that we basically have a mixed trend. The technicals are still positive and the seasonals are positive. For the most part, I'm going to focus on the trade range situation. There's really nothing happening on any of the patterns related to natural gas, and so for the most part, we'll just simply take a look at the market, and I'll show you kind of an interesting situation that's popping up here. You don't see it all that frequently, and that is that here's daily bars for natural gas, and you can see here these daily bars, they keep following the 50-day moving average. The high is above, the low is below, the close is basically on the 50-day moving average, and the market has just simply been very, very quiet as of late. And so based upon that, the fact that it's quiet and kind of meandering in and around and really touching the 50-day moving average, that something big is going to happen. The systems right now, taking a look, are flat the market, so there's nothing really happening as far as the systems go, but I'm just simply pointing out that it's extraordinarily quiet and it is ramping up, and we would expect some type of an explosive move here. Now for the month, this is obviously from yesterday, for the month of February, I just want to point out that the market sold off early on in the month here. I'll just pop this back up. Here is basically the beginning of February, and through February, at least in the early stages, the market sold off and then has been moving sideways. Now, I'm just pointing this out since I happen to have been looking at this today. Anytime you come to our distributions, and the way you get to those, there's monthlies and weeklies. So here's monthly distribution. You come down to natural gas and you'd see this particular chart. So for the month, natural gas, at least as of last month, was down in the month. It was down in around the 12% range. It's CVAR, Conditional VAR. I'm just pointing this out that during the course of the month, when you look at any type of a market, you know, sometimes we're down 3%, sometimes we're down 10%. But it's relative. You have to look at what is a big move for that market, not all markets, but for that market. And so what you always want to look at is conditional VAR. At least that's what I look at to give me an idea as to what's considered to be a big, normal big move. Not a normal move, but a normal big move. And so during the course of the month, we were down further, and it came down to this particular level thereabouts, and then obviously recovered a little bit. So the market is quiet, even though it was down on the month. And so in any event, if ever you want to know what's considered to be a good size move for any particular market, that's what you'd be looking at. Now, as far as what's taking place now, of all the markets, natural gas is the quietest of them all, and this based on our energy level. And so that just simply gives us an indication that something is going to start to take place. And it's easy to see in the market that the market, since the sell-off mid-month or so through February until now, it really hasn't done all that much. It's just a phenomenon that it happens to be going in around the 50-day, but nonetheless, it really hasn't done that much. Something is going to happen, something with this particular market. It's like a spring being wound up. So just beware that there's going to be a condition that's going to cause that particular market to make some form of a move. I won't pull up the chart to show the fact that the systems are flat the market. You just simply have to take my word for it. It just takes too much time. The seasonals are strong right now. So for the most part, just watch natural gas. Let's get a feel for what does take place. Watch the system, see if they actually do trigger, and do expect that natural gas will start to ramp up here a little bit and won't be the quote-unquote quietest market of them all. So thanks for watching. We'll take another look over the course of the weekend. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.